Count for Cycula. I'm going to do a review of the Spyder Pilot ACS paintball marker. I've been playing paintball for 6 or 7 years, and pretty much just recreational. Though I used to have a Spyder SE before I sold it a couple years back, and recently wanted to get a new marker, and the Spyder Pilot ACS is what I ended up deciding on. And I know there's a lot of kind of negative reviews about it out there, but after having used it, I thought it was a very good marker, and so I was hoping to put a good review of it up here to maybe try to get rid of some of these myths about it. This is the marker itself. Straight out of the box, you get the marker, a 12-inch barrel with a barrel plug, as well as some extra O-rings and some Allen wrenches. This is obviously the red to black fade. The gun itself is very light, so that was one thing that I did like about it, is it's not as heavy as some of the other markers I was looking at. Some of the basic features about it are there's the velocity knob on the back, pretty standard stuff. It's got a easy out screw, so you can manually adjust it or you can lock it in place however you want to do that. For starters, the safety is a switch button safety instead of a push, so this is currently in the off position, and the gun will not even turn on at this point. But once you click this forward, the gun, you can see this display lights up. This is what's called the color access mode display, and currently it's in safe. It's still in safety, so nothing happens. There's a button on the rear that you have to push once to take the gun off safety, and then the gun will fire. There are 4 modes that this gun comes with: semi, 3-round burst, 6-round burst, and full auto. And those are all pretty much self-explanatory. But within each of these modes, with the exception of semi, you can adjust how many balls per second the gun will fire. If you hold down the button for 3 seconds, it'll put the gun back in safety, so you can't shoot it. And there's a number display down here from 9 through 13. And after you've held the button down, you can change it anywhere from 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and that controls how many balls a second it fires. So that way, if you want to set it lower, try to conserve paint, or try to decrease the number of shot balls you're going to get, you can set it, real safe at 6, 9, and 13 is the highest. But I ran on 13 for an entire day, and I didn't chop a single ball the entire time. So then after you've selected how many shots you want, you just hold the button, and it takes it back out of safe and locks it on whatever number you put on there. So that was pretty useful. And like I said, the semi, 3-round burst, 6-round burst, and then full auto. And once you put the safety switch back on into the safe position, it automatically turns this off. So makes it very easy to use. Doesn't drain the batteries a whole lot, as long as you make sure to turn that off instead of just pushing the safety button on the back. I just got through using this marker for an entire day, put probably close to 1,000 rounds through it, and I didn't chop a single ball all day, and I was running in full auto pretty much the whole time because I wanted to see if I could make it mess up. But it performed very well, and I really don't have a whole lot bad to say about it. It was reliable. I took it straight out of the box. I went and played with it, and I have a lot of good things to say about it. It was everything I was looking for in a gun, and nothing I wasn't. I bought this particular one off eBay through a company that you can find if you want. It came with the marker itself, as well as a 4+1 pod, an entry-level JT mask, a view loader, and a 12-ounce tank. I would suggest, though, move up to the 20s, because I can only get about an hour and a half out of each tank playing pretty long games. So it wasn't that annoying because I could just go get it refilled. But if you're somewhere where you might not, if you're playing like in the woods or something by yourself or with some friends, the 20 ounce didn't upset the balance of the gun and lasted a lot longer. So that's something you definitely should want to think about. If you are interested in taking this gun to a tournament, on the inside panel where the battery is located, there's a chip in there that you can remove and it'll lock the gun in semi. So for some people, that's something they would want to look at. Basically, my review of this gun, what I'll close with is, this is a great gun, I think, for a recreational player who just wants to go out to a field on the weekend and have a good time playing and not have to rent a gun or go spend a lot of money on one, because all told I paid $113 for this, so that's a very reasonable price, and that was all the equipment that I mentioned earlier. Like I said, this gun was very reliable. I didn't have any issues with it. It performed just as well as more expensive eyes markers that I've played with, and so like I said, if you want a gun you can just get and go play with, this is definitely a marker that I think you should look into. If you're looking for something more competitive, there are other options out there that I think would suit you better. So in review, I guess out of 10, I would probably give this gun a 6 or a 7, because it was very adequate. It didn't wow, but it did perform exactly as I was expecting. The only negative thing I have to say about this gun is the color access mode display. In the middle of the day, it sometimes was very hard to read this if the sun was hitting it just right, and so I would kind of have to stop what I was doing to try to pay attention to what was going on, to try to figure out what mode I was in, or to try to change if I was trying to change the number of balls per second. So if it's probably something you'd want to do before you were out there playing, but I was goofing around with it today. So that is really the only negative thing I have to say about this gun, is sometimes the mode display is difficult to read in certain types of, in certain daytimes, you know, if it's too bright. But other than that, I think this is a fantastic gun. I think any beginning player or somebody who's experienced and wants a reliable gun could get a lot of enjoyment out of. So like I said, out of 10, I'd give this definitely a 6, maybe even a 7. So this is Count 4 Cycler. This has been my review of the Spyder Pilot ACS anti-chop system paintball marker.